We have to get from 8 ball to the 9 ball, so depending on our preferences, we are choosing one of those corner pockets, and I am practically sure that most players, even more experienced ones, will use inside spin on the cue ball to get shape on the 9 ball contacting 4 rails. However, when we are hitting the cue ball at its center line, then it's going towards this corner pocket, so we can scratch very easily. We should definitely make a contact with this side rail, and we can do this by hitting the cue ball lower. This is absolutely right decision to use that path. However, the biggest problem is that when we use a lot of inside spin and hit quite hard, then we are exposed to the deflection effect, so very often we simply hit the fin and miss 8 ball. Even if we make that ball, we can simply hit the cue ball too low, which causes it to contact first side rail too high, so cue ball will lose a lot of momentum and we will not be able to reach the position area. Which is also a very big mistake. Some players will choose to draw the cue ball with a lot of outside spin, but this option is totally unnecessary, because it is practically impossible to reach position area using this path. Situation changes if we have less angle on the 8 ball, because this time we can use just topspin and 2 rail positioning, which guides the cue ball perfectly toward pretty good area. On the other hand, we can draw the cue ball very easily and side spin is even not necessary at all, but this option should be used only in situation when another ball blocks possibility of playing a follow shot. This time, playing a center ball is not a good choice, because despite applying a lot of power, cue ball has not enough speed to reach position area, and only inside spin makes it possible. However, let's imagine that we have to play 6 ball and get shape on the 8 ball, but 9 ball blocks this corner pocket. This time we are actually forced to play a fin cut shot into the opposite corner pocket, and all you have to do is hitting the cue ball at its center. And this is the moment where we have to come back to our main scenario to check what happens if we play a follow shot. As you can see, cue ball hits right side rail very close to the side pocket, which also generates some risk of scratch. But this time it goes much shorter compared to the shot with low inside. This option is a much better choice because we do not use side spin. However, we can make this shot even easier by applying just center ball. By using this option, we completely eliminate the risk of deflection and, most importantly, follow the natural path of the cue ball. Comparing those two shots, we can see that cue ball initially contacts rails in bit different points, but the final direction is practically the same. Since we are not using side spin, we have to hit a little harder, but this allows us to produce a much firmer hit. So please remember, always use a center ball and follow its natural path instead of making this shot much harder by using side spin. Once you get this, playing pool becomes much easier and more predictable.